everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn Wilson and welcome to my home and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. We've got lots of stuff to chat about, from sourdough starter to homemade vanilla extract to Stockpile new trends that I want to talk to you about today. So welcome back again, and first and foremost I want to apologize. My last video, the lighting not so good. I apologize. We're working on it. We are in the process of getting new windows in our home, and we just got things happening, and the lighting was really off and it didn't look that way when I recorded it, and when I uploaded it was, and it was either take down the video or just deal with the issue the best I could. Hopefully you just enjoyed the video and me waving hello to you and chatting about fall decor versus how bad the lighting was. I apologize. We're working on it. Hang on there with me, and I'm learning as we move along here on the channel. So I want to start with, I keep calling it flour dough starter. It's sourdough starter, but you use flour, so you can see where I get that from. So here we go. I will tell you I bought a proper sourdough starter kit because I just sometimes, for me to start a new project or a new venture, I need the real McCoy just to make me feel confident that I can do this. Well, I did. I was doing it. I had it on Facebook. I put it on my community page. Many of you reached out. I even went as far as I bought the rye flour, which is what they say to start your sourdough starter with if you want to start it like with a real bang. That other flours work, but this one is supposed to be the most, have the most zeal in it. And I did it, I want to say it was 4, maybe 5 days, and then I took the cover off to find that it was all moldy. So now this is 4 days. Let's check this one. I'm afraid. No. It's starting to somewhat smell sour. The other one smelled sour immediately. And by the 5th day, it was all mold on top, and I just dumped it. I didn't know what to do, so I washed and sterilized that jar. I grabbed an old-fashioned everyday mason jar, and I'm doing it in there. I don't think you're going to be able to see too much in there, but this is day 4, and I'm following, I must have watched 20 videos on how to do sourdough starter. I am not a professional. I am not a pro. I've never used it, and I've never done this, but so far the process has been easy. And I know there's some of you might ask, are you using the discard method or the non-discard method? For the most part, all the ones I watched said you really should discard. I don't know that it makes a difference because I'm not a pro at this, but I'm doing that. I'm dumping half out, adding more flour, adding more water, and so on. So I will let you know in a future video, is it working? Did it work? And how am I going to use it? So I wanted to just show you here, yes, I'm working on sourdough starter. And the funny thing is I put it on my Facebook page, and I already have 3 people that said, can I have some of your sourdough starter? Sourdough, did it again. Your sourdough starter. And absolutely, I mean, it's not gonna bother me that to pass a portion on once it has fermented and it's, rich, healthy, and doing all those things. But right now I'm working on the discarding and the feeding. Every day I feed my sourdough starter. So it's hungry. I usually feed it around lunchtime. It is now about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't even know what time it is. And so it's probably very hungry, but it looks quite good. So on, I believe it's day 6, which is tomorrow, it's supposed to start doubling in size. Right now it's going a little higher. It's light, airy, and fluffy, which is a good sign. And they said if it doesn't really, do the doubling, to sprinkle a little sugar in it just to activate that yeast. So I don't know, we'll see. I just want to use it. I want to get into fermenter food, so here's number 1 that I'm doing. Number 2, I posted on my community page. I am making homemade vanilla extract. This here is a kit that I received for Christmas from my husband. I wanted a kit. I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought it came with everything. Well, it came with the bottle, it came with instructions, and it came with vanilla beans, but it did not come with the alcohol. So I was kind of like, oh, so I got to go buy that. And we're just not drinkers, and for a lot of reasons we don't go into liquor stores. So it was one of those things. I said to my husband, you go. So he did. He bought what we needed. And so I have one bottle here, and then I had enough left over. I picked up more beans, vanilla beans. Now these are standing upright. I think it's because of the size of the bottle. These are more laying down. But I did read that you have to make sure they're all submerged. So some of these were sticking up, and same with this. So I had to go back and trim them down. So I've had a few questions from the Facebook group or my Facebook page. That's my ice machine if you hear something rumbling. And I also had a few of you reach out on the community page. So here's what I did. This is a kit that you can order. You can go on Amazon and you can put in vanilla extract kit. You can get a nice bottle like this, and you can get the vanilla beans. I also went on Amazon months later and I got Madagascar vanilla beans.
Here's what I found.
Amazon, stop. Sorry, she's answering me. And they were fresh. They were better than these vanilla beans. The coloring seems about the same though, but these were nice and fresh. You get about 10 in a bag. And it's as simple as this. People are asking me, well, how did you do it? I just watch videos. That's how I learned. But I took the vanilla beans, I sliced them down with a thin knife because you want to expose the inside. And then because some of them were too long, I cut them in half, or I cut them, tips off, and they just have to be submerged. You can use any type of alcohol. You can use vodka, you can use brandy, you can use wine. If you use brandy, I don't drink. I think it's a darker color, so your vanilla extract would be a darker color. You can also use vegetable glycerin if you don't want to go the alcohol method. So I, again, am not an expert. I am trying this. So 6 to 8 weeks, they say minimum. I have to actually turn these once a week and give them a good shake. So it's only been a few days, but I'll turn them anyway, and I'll give it a good shake. And you need to keep them in a cool, dry place. So they're in one of my cabinets. I can see the little beans floating around in there. 6 to 8 weeks minimum. And then they said 6 to 8 months would be like the best. If you can wait a whole year, then you're really gonna have a good extract. And they said about 2 years in this, you can then, once you've emptied it, you can reuse the beans. One person said you can use them as many times as you want. Another person said you can reuse them once. My guess, for the amount of vanilla extract that I go through, this would last me probably a year, maybe 2 years. I'm not really sure. I use vanilla extract quite often, even in things that don't call for it. I just add it for the added flavor. I am next working on almond extract, which I use very often. So that'll be the next thing I do. And then after that, I want to work on peppermint, lemon, and orange extract. So I'm just doing the Susie Homemaker over here, learning how to do all these things. Now behind me, and if you want to continue on with the video, I'm going to be talking about a new stockpile trend that I'm seeing, that I actually started feeling myself before I'm noticing that's a trend. So the rest of the video will be dedicated to talking about a little bit about stockpile. So this is my small little pantry, my working pantry, and I'm going to talk about this. This is a curtain that I had. Some of you had asked me where I purchased this. I also purchased this on Amazon Prime. So here we go. I love this curtain. I think it's adorable. It just adds a little fun to it. So I'm going to take that curtain down, and we're going to look behind the curtain, behind door number 1. What do we find?